So it's 10 to 8 in the morning, and I'm waiting for my transport to bring me to the autonomic nervous system neuro guy, who I saw in 2006. Pretty good morning for it, actually. I passed out this morning, so, hopefully my blood pressure is still kind of crappy and my heart rate's still kind of high, so it, proves my point that there's still an issue. Anyway, I'll let you know what happens. I'll try and take pictures, videos later on, and I'll talk to you all later. So this is me as I'm riding in the transport bus, admiring the scenery as we go by another of the geriatric hospitals in Montreal. So I'm home. It's like 8 o'clock at night. I'm tired. I've been up since 5:30. But it was definitely worth the appointment. I got there, I had to get my hospital card made because I hadn't had a new one made there in forever, and it was like my really, really old address, so I have to change that. So then I got up to the appointment with 4 or 5 minutes to spare, and only to remember then that, of course, unless you're the first appointment, you're going to be waiting forever. So, 45 minutes later, I got in to see him, which is fine. I was being picked up again at 11:30. It was like, 9:45 at this point. I thought, I've got plenty of time. So we discussed a bit what was going on with the tachycardia that's increased, the fact that I'm deconditioned because I haven't been walking as much or been able to do as much, a bit of the, the pain that I've had, the gastric pain, back pain, hip pain, everything's probably contributing to the tachycardia. The fact that I've had some really, really low blood pressures, and for that matter, this morning I actually passed out, so thank goodness I was already sitting down. I made it to sit down before I actually went out, and I sort of went out completely, but not for very long, since I was sitting, and I just kind of managed to tip my head forwards a little bit, throw a cold washcloth on my neck, and it just really felt awful. My mother came, and she said I didn't look so good. I don't really remember her talking to me. She said she was talking to me. I don't remember it. So obviously I wasn't completely with it. I felt okay after I'd been sitting there for a bit, and I drank a bit of water, but I still felt really awful. Any other type of appointment I would have canceled, but no, this makes sense to keep it because, that's why I'm going. So he asked me, he says, did I ever put you on the tilt table? And I said, yes. He's like, what was that, 2006? And I said, yep. And then he couldn't find the file in my, clinical file there. So he actually went downstairs to the lab, and he went and got it there, and he found it. So we went over a bit of what the results were last time, and, while I do have POTS, it's, he basically doesn't want to play with the tachycardia too much because the way my body responds to the low blood pressures is by giving me really bad tachy, but that's also because it's the only way that my body recovers, given that it's from a spinal cord injury and not brought on by something else. Anyway, it's complicated, but he's fixing the dosage of the, I think he's leaving the Florinef dosage as is, but he's putting the midodrine back in because that would not have had an effect on the tachycardia. If anything, it would have had the opposite effect and given me bradycardia if I was in fact on too much of it, so my other neuro was mistaken on that. Anyway, so I'm back on the midodrine, and he's going to put out a higher dosage. So he was saying there were 3 options. One was, do nothing and just deal. Another was play with the medication a little bit, see what happens, see what works, see what doesn't. And number 3 was try weekly NS infusions, which, he brought up. He said it first. I was going to say something, but he beat me to it. And straight away I was like, look, I have, friends on the internet who have POTS, and they swear by it. And he was like, oh yeah, really? He wanted me to tell me more about it because he's also very much for it. And I was saying, you know, I've had times where I've shown up in the ER and I've asked for fluids, and they kind of look at me like, yeah, but why? You know, they're like, it's a spinal cord injury, and you know, you're having some tachycardia, but that's cardiac in nature. We have to, like, put you on a monitor. I'm like, no, I just need fluids, and then I'll feel better. Like, just, you know. So I either end up not going to the ER because I can't deal with their stupidity and waiting for 8 hours just to get fluids because I'm obviously not imminently, like, you know, falling over on them or dying or whatever. You know, and I just hate clogging up the ER for something that I could possibly get done in another manner. You know, not to say it's perfect and there won't be times where I'm, you know, falling on the floor and I need to go to the ER in between, but at least for now, he says, you know, because I told him it's been really bad since the weather's gotten warmer. I can't keep up with my fluid intake. Doesn't matter how much I drink, my output is crap. So obviously, like, something's, you know, my body is trying to soak up all the water it can. So we're going to do that weekly for the next 6 weeks. See if that helps. What else? He asked me if I eat salt. I said yes. He said good. Probably the only time your doctor's going to advocate you eating salt. Anyway, so, what else? Yeah, so then, oh yeah, and get this. He gave me the requisition forms for the infusion center. He tried to get it to see if I could get it done at, like, our local, we have what's called, like, a CLSC, so it's like a community medical place where they can handle doing, you know, physicals, injections, you know, stuff like that you need done that you don't necessarily need to clog up an ER for, or if you don't have a family doctor and you have to go there, or they do a lot. Like, they even, you know, get you OT services, PT. You know, they're not perfect anyway, so apparently they won't cover NS because it costs too much. Yeah, a bag of NS costs too much. Anyway, so he was talking to the infusion center, and they were like, yeah, well, we can just do it here. And then he looked at me, and he's like, well, do you mind coming here? I said, it's probably easier to get here than it is to my local CLSC, you know, and it'll be faster here anyway. So he then gave me all the requisition forms and everything, and then I thought I was going to have to find this place by myself or, you know, call them or whatever. No. He actually took me, because I was in my wheelchair, he brought me, it's on the same floor, so he brought me, like, all the way, like, through 2 sets of doors, down the hall, you know, through this other section. Anyway, and he brought me to it, like, hand-delivered me to these people and explained what he needed, and I'm just amazed. I've never had, really, doctors who do that. I mean, my other neurologist is kind of like that, too. She'll do that type of thing. But, I mean, this guy, like, he's got a busy schedule. He's got patients, like, you know, lined up. And I know he takes forever with his patients because I've been with him for a long time in his office. And I've had to wait also. So I know how long it can be when you're waiting for him. And I do appreciate it. I was just, like, so surprised. Anyway, so I said, like, to call him in a couple weeks and tell him how it's working out. If the medication's doing anything, if I'm getting any side effects from it. I've been lucky. I haven't gotten any side effects from the Florinef, although he doesn't really want to put it up higher because you'll end up with, like, a steroid sort of cycle of, you know, craziness in your body. So we don't really want that either. For the midodrine, he's going to put it up a little bit at a time, see what happens. Because as he says, I'm on a baby dose, so, you know, we'll see. But yeah, that was my day. I took some pictures of me being poked and prodded at the infusion center, and I'm going to put this whole thing together, and then hopefully it'll upload. I have to get my other videos off my iPhone and somehow onto this iPad. Anyway, figure it out. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Hope everyone's having a good day, good week, and hopefully the weather's not too horrible where you are. I know it's been very sticky, humid, hot here. Even with the thunderstorm we had, didn't do much. It just made it more humid. Oh well. We're supposed to get more. We'll see. Talk to you all soon. Bye.